Folks, have you heard this phrase a lot? I'll surpass you, Kakarot, and sometimes left somewhat aside and overshadowed, always taking a beating in every saga, being the punching bag. The most beloved prince of anime finally had his moment. Yes, in Dragon Ball Super, it's the second time he surpasses Kakaroto, Goku in strength. The first time was in the Battle of Gods movie, where he surpassed Goku's Super Saiyan 3, his strongest form at the time. And the second, the most recent, when they fought in their base forms, and Vegeta surpassed him and defeated him, but only by a little. That's already a reason to be proud, right? Got it? He is pride, and he has always had plenty of it. And what if I tell you that in his newest form of Ultra Ego, he finally achieved a new evolution? Come with me, and let's find out how. Welcome to the Goku Geeks channel. Let's get into the video. When you hear this name, Vegeta, the Prince of the Saiyans, what's the first thing that comes to mind? If you said pride, you got it right. He's always been a warrior who has masterfully demonstrated the Saiyan pride since he was a child. The Prince of the warrior race took it very seriously from a young age. But let's face it, guys, he's taken a lot of beatings in life because of this pride. And between us, anyone other than himself would have given up. He, who has had his pride wounded many times, but even so, he continued to evolve as a person, but never let go of that pride, even admitting the genius of his greatest rival who became his best friend, and together they evolved to a completely high, unexpected level in the Dragon Ball series, especially since until some time ago, only the legendary Super Saiyan was talked about, and they went way beyond. I know you're eager to get straight to the point, but let's talk a bit about how it was for Vegeta to use this pride for good, even after incidents like in the Majin Buu saga, where he killed many people by allowing himself to be controlled by Babidi, who in fact, he himself was in control of his actions the whole time and used it to his advantage to fight Goku. Speaking of the Majin Buu saga, poor Vegeta, that saga was one of the worst for him in terms of taking a beating, getting beaten here, there, and everywhere. I believe it was through this that his new form, Ultra Ego, originated. Ultra Ego is an extremely powerful transformation used by Vegeta that utilizes the Ultra Ego ability and the power of destruction. This transformation was created by Toyotaro and added to the story after Toriyama's approval. Vegeta's appearance in this form was based on Beerus, who is also a user of Ultra Ego. This form is achieved by those who have received proper training from a god of destruction and have gained the ability to use their powers. However, the state can only be used when the user is in the right mindset to act like a destroyer. Vegeta described the form as the polar opposite of Ultra Instinct. Ultra Ego changes the user's ki to become the same as that of a god of destruction, and the user's power grows limitlessly through instinct as their fighting spirit increases. The appearance of Ultra Ego resembles Super Saiyan 3. The user's hair becomes a Tyrian purple color. Their eyes acquire a magenta iris color and also retain visible black pupils. When the Ultra Ego transformation is in use, the user becomes exponentially more powerful than before and gains the ability to use destruction power to its fullest. The user's aura can also be manifested in an opaque, flame-like state, which can destroy enemy attacks on contact. Vegeta named the Ultra Ego technique in contrast to Ultra Instinct, which is based on the principles of conquering oneself, while Ultra Ego seems to be based on a severe level of self-indulgence in battle. The user's power grows limitlessly through instinct as their fighting spirit increases. Resilience is the key to Ultra Ego's power. When Vegeta runs out of resilience, he no longer becomes stronger when taking damage. When Vegeta's body reaches the limit of resilience, his power runs out, as this power is for divine beings and Vegeta is only mortal. Therefore, the strength of Vegeta's Ultra Ego comes from his training, his fighting spirit, the power of destruction, and his resilience. It is a powerful transformation that requires a high level of skill and control to be used effectively. So that's basically Vegeta's Ultra Ego. Bringing it to our language, the more he takes a beating in this state, the stronger he gets. As we saw him use it in the Granola saga, we'll talk more about that later. Continuing about the Majin Buu saga and Vegeta being a punching bag, what else does he need to strengthen his spirit if not in this saga? That's why he needed to take a lot of beating from Majin Buu, sacrifice himself, pretend to be used, even though he was totally in control, just like he does in his Oozuru form. That's his nature. The Proud Prince finally discovered his new form since the fight against Toph in the Tournament of Power, where everyone was only looking at Goku with his new, totally hyped form, which was the Ultra Instinct. Kind of leaving him aside again, but he now demonstrates how much of a king Saiyan he is, from Cabba's training to his fight against Toph, showing that he is truly a pure Saiyan, but now with an earthly essence. And yet he gave a lesson on how not to stop being who he is. The fight was intense and memorable. Toph, who is a candidate for God of Destruction, faces Vegeta during the Tournament of Power. Let's go back to this highlight point again. Vegeta's fighting spirit and evidence, another sign that was right in front of us. Taking advantage of the sign in our faces, let's give that little boost to the channel. Guys, subscribe and join the team. Also leave your like and your comments. How many of you have been inspired by Vegeta, both in change and in spirit? Comment below. Well, with all this in mind, just up to here would be enough to title Vegeta in his essence is the true form of a Saiyan. In the video, all the lines highlight fighting spirit and ego, and this reflects on Vegeta's true form, the real Saiyan form. The true form of something usually refers to its most authentic, pure, or essential form. Combining what Vegeta already possesses with his ultra ego still in development, the only enemy was himself. But after the Granola Saga and Bardock's sudden appearance, he comes to his senses and doesn't carry the burden of being the prince of the Saiyans and having to pay for the sins of his race. But he takes his pride even further, as he always has, and there the barrier that Whis talks about him, that he thinks too much to act, is broken. Therefore, what will come from him is the purest essence of destruction. However, unlike what happened with Toph, he maintains his identity and will soar higher, and this is the true form of the Saiyans that will allow Vegeta to surpass Ultra Ego. I sincerely hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time.